glad I heard that.
Hold on, what was I saying? Oh, so the thing to pay attention, well, come forward just so I don't look like just sitting here for no reason with my knees up. One of the things you'll see demonstrated is the idea of kicking his legs out, or and what's very common also is people will push him away. The problem is at here, he's too far for me to control and too close for me to get up. Now, anybody who does jiu-jitsu, remember I said this is not a jiu-jitsu class, but everything you need to know you can learn in jiu-jitsu, then you just have to apply all of the streety stuff to it. If I extend like this, you're gonna throw my legs out of the way and pounce on me. Right? It's very easy to pass guard when guys have their legs out like this. So trying to keep him way out here or kicking at him, okay, maybe I hit him in the nuts. But if you've trained long enough, you've gotten hit in the nuts and been mad about it and just passed anyway and still smashed the person. It hurts, but it's not a guaranteed fight ender. I don't want to bet my life on it. So extending my legs is just going to get things thrown out of the way and get me smashed. So I do need a little bit of game in here to control with, so I don't want to push. As far as the kicking things go, it hurts, but again, I can't bet my life on it. Maybe I can do some damage. You know, the people who say, oh, if you hyperextend his knee here, he's done. Don't train hard enough. Because we've all had accidental injuries, and it hurt, and even then you kept going, and then you're like, wait, I think I might have messed up my knee. You didn't just automatically quit. Okay? And it's not as easy as you might think. And with this in play, if I'm focused on doing this thing, and he's pumping that in, yeah, while I'm messing with this, he's murdering me. So we'll prioritize. We'll always go to control first. You know, jiu-jitsu, we always teach position before submission. Right? In this case, we're still controlling position before we try and attack, or we try and sweep, or whatever. First, make sure he can't punch holes in me. And because the weird thing and the scary thing about an edged weapon is you can take 15 shots and then go to the ER. Or you can take one well-placed or accidentally well-placed shot, and that's it. Right? So I can't take any risks that, oh, it's okay, it's not that bad, and hope for the best. Like, I've got to deal with, I've got to control that thing immediately. So if he's actually aggressive and assaulting me, which is what we're actually talking about here, then I need to get to control first. And you guys are doing a fantastic job already of getting your hands on that and stretching them out. Now, the other thing to talk about is if you have your own tools on. You see this a lot in a lot of force-on-force type training, which is if you have a void in your training experience, if you've got a gap, you don't have a ground game, the tendency is to be tool dependent, and so you immediately think, I gotta get to my gun, I gotta get to my whatever, right? But there's a time and a place for that. In jiu-jitsu, again, we talk about position before submission, and I'll shout out to Joe Anarino, he came up with position before acquisition. So if I'm going to draw my weapon, I'm gonna get control first, and then I'll go to my tools. I'm not even saying you have to get up before going to tools. I'm saying make sure he doesn't murder you while you're trying to get to your tools. Don't lose sight of what the threat is because you're fumbling with stuff in your waistline or whatever. Make sense?
Yep.
Cool. Now we need to go on the offense with this guy. So I've got control of this, and I've managed to stop him from ripping it free or putting it back inside of me. The easiest and quickest thing I can do from here, assuming that the situation doesn't change from where I have it right now, is just to boot him straight up in the chin. I don't know how many of you remember Jacare.
Oh,
yeah. Remember when he got knocked out in Pride?
Yeah.
Right? Super badass, Abu Dhabi everything, wrecking shop, got knocked out with an up kick because he went in for the kill with strikes in whose guard was it?
Musasi.
Musasi? Alright, yeah.
Basic.
And there he comes in with a Superman, and it's over. It's over. What a crazy
You can go back further, Oleg and Henzo.
Yeah. That's true. That's a beautiful one, because then Henzo gave him the super flying punch too. Right?
And Gracie delivers the kick, and he's
right? So from this control, I keep one foot on his hip because I need to still keep him from coming forward. Now, this won't get the job done. This barely reaches Drew's chin. He's tall. Right? We're talking about dealing with tall guys. Right? I've got to get my hips up in here. But when I do, I want to make sure I'm not stabbing myself when I do it. So my movement is not this, it's this. And you can see the difference in my reach. Yeah? Now, if you saw those fights, you also have to remember, well, when Henzo up kicked, Oleg fell backward. When Mousasi up kicked, Jacare fell on him. Okay, so there's a knife in between us though. So I still have to remember that this is here. So if you up kick and they drop straight down, you're gonna have a problem. So make sure you still maintain awareness. Don't fall on each other right now. And just go over the shoulder, please. I'd much rather you do.
You don't want us to actually kick each other in the face?
You know, you'd think that was a funny and an obvious thing to say. Teach seminars, all right? What'll happen? No, what happens is everybody goes, I'll throw fast, but I'll miss. Okay, but they can't control if that guy moves forward. So people still get kicked in the chin.
Yeah.
So just go past their head, please. Other person, just hold your head still because they're throwing a foot past your head. Doesn't have to be any faster than they did on Drew. Okay, so from your control, a simple up kick, make sure you get your hip behind it so you can drive as much force as possible. Let's go.